Hey everybody, and welcome back to another coffee versus music video, Jeff edition. So, to start off, I got my coffee. It's black coffee, Lavazza. There's no cream, no nothing in it. So, I'm just gonna see how this is gonna turn out. There's the inaugural slurp. So, let me open up the video here. Just all of the beauty is going to happen. I mean, like, let's just take this in for a moment. Like, look at how pretty that is. Just the location itself is beautiful. Like, the wreath up here, the carving by the... just, like, the artwork. If that was handmade, like, that is just gorgeous. Candles, all of the candles, all over the place. I have those ones, as well as, I think, those ones down there. Maybe not, I'm not entirely sure. There are some of them that are just mixed all together, so... Okay, let's get into this. And I think, if memory serves me correctly, wasn't one of these used in, God Rest Ye? Grimga? Grimga. And there's more over here too, but I can't see because my camera just covers up everything. So, let's get into this, shall we? Oh, that crackle is just so nice. Yes, Jeff, you're gonna just blaze my ears out because my master volume is up high, but I wanted it to be carried on through this pretty well for you guys. So the humming right away is just so gentile and so kind of just makes you relax at the beginning because you just soothe your way into it. Oh, I didn't even notice the smaller candles. These ones right up here. Didn't even notice those ones. Okay, let's continue, shall we? And like the strings in the background. Ugh. And that swell into the harmonies. And, you know, the drums in the background. Yeah, the drums in the background of this arrangement are just so beautiful. And, like, what's going to be coming up here is there's going to be kind of like a tick-tock type of sound. And I always think of, like, a clock, because it's, like, just like tick, 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 tick. So let's see. Right there, see? And I like the slight reverb that he has on his voice that just kind of like brings it a little bit more of like power to it. And like, of course, before the drop, you know, very comfortable bass, you know, just a very comfortable spot for him just to go with the ding dong instead of like the original kind of like ding dong ding, you know, whatever. Oh, there's my first coffee burp. Good for me. And my coffee right now is kind of... it's kind of like microwaved dirt. Not that I would know what that tastes like, but if that was to be a taste, that would be what it is. Oh, let me go back into that for a second. Let me just rattle your brain meat for a second time. Like, that is just... It was such a fine touch, and it was just, you know, like, just beautifully added because nobody was expecting that, right? And then, of course, he goes into, like, hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away, and, like, he kind of slowed it down a little bit, which is good. Because it's, like, the tempo is extremely fast already, but for him just to kind of slow it down and make it a little bit more enjoyable, it's good. So I really enjoyed that little, like right before, or right after he says meek and the bold. So let me go back and I'll play that for you again here. Right there. And like it's just it's a good arrangement add-in, which I find is just suitable. And like I always kind of wonder with Jeff, like, and I've always forget to ask him this, but it's like how, like, I mean, I've asked him before how you can get lost in the arrangement part of it, and it's just like, how does he know what sound is gonna work and what isn't? Like, I mean, I know he's done this for years, so he already, kind of has a feel for what he wants. But some of it, I'm like, I would never, in a million years, would I ever think of like that small little swell into an arrangement. But of course, I don't arrange music. I have tried and I have failed miserably at it. So, I mean, I'm kissing Jeff's butt right here, right now. So, you're welcome. Oh, and let me go back a little bit here and just look at the intensity on this man's face right here. Hang on. Look at that. Look at that. Like, don't piss this man off, whatever you do, because he doesn't even have to be angry. He can just look at you like that, and you're like, you got 2 seconds before he may go off. Like, that is just, if looks could kill, we'd all be dead. But, we know Jeff enough that he's not gonna kill us. He's not going to kill us. He loves us too much. What kind of accent was that? But anyway. I love the build up there. Like, just, there's a lot of call and response, and it's just like the harmonies are just so perfectly stacked. Just a bit of a drop right there, and then like here's a lot of the call and response that happens. Call, respond, call, response, call, response. Thank God I didn't take a swig of my coffee just then, because it would have just all over my monitor. But, like, the camera shakes and just the punches and the intensity of the strings that are happening. Like, Jeff just decided to be like, you know what? I'm gonna kill all of you. Like, this is just a subtle, like, you're getting wounded, and now here comes the attack. Just, and you see those camera punches? And then he mellows it out for us. It's like, okay, it's like I've done my damage. Now just to, kind of sit back and watch you bleed as you wait for heaven. What an analogy that is, my God. Okay, so let me see. Let me go back into that for a minute, take a sip of coffee, and then see if it changes anything. Let's see. Okay, where am I here? Where's the punch? No, this isn't punch, it's coffee. Okay, here we go. Okay, I don't know how he's doing this, but it's becoming sweeter. The intensity of that is making my coffee sweeter. What the hell? And I love, I kind of love the hand singing because it's just a really good visual for somebody to pay attention at. It's just kind of good just to watch the hands and just see, what happens. It's cute. His hands are cute. So that's a cute little, like, kind of jump off there. Because he's like, I'm going to be easy on the intensity for you and then just kind of go a little bit lighter. Because I've already gone dark and intense, so I'm going to just go a little bit lighter and just, take it easy for you guys. Oh. Sing it. Sing it, Jeff. And my coffee has become bitter again. And I love the little let off on Away, how on the audio perspective that it's just kind of, it carries off a little bit. Because it's still in the background for an additional 10 seconds afterwards. It's a really good touch. And the very subtle oohs at the back there. I feel like Ed probably could have brought those forward a little bit, but I'm not going to criticize the master. So we're definitely building up for a secondary attack here. Very cinematic feeling. And, it's not as cinematic as me burping into a microphone, but, excuse me. Call and response again. I love that little ding, ding, ding. And then I was off time there. Okay, so pay attention to the Jeff on the far right over here. He's having way too much fun with this. See? He's having way too much fun with it. And of course, the death knell at the end. And I won't play the rest of it because it's just him, talking gibberish. Well, not really gibberish, but he's just saying happy holidays, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I'm not even through my coffee, but yeah. Higher notes, bitter taste. Lower notes, sweeter taste. Figure that one out. I will never probably ever figure that out. But yeah, that was Carol of the Bells. And of course, a little side note here is that there was another verse that is after that, but he didn't put it in, and he doesn't really, he didn't really understand why he didn't put it in. But, because, for anybody who's curious, let me just look up Carol of the Bells here real quick. There it is. So, ding dong, ding dong. Let's see here. So, the last verse is... Yeah, because usually it ends with on they send on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Da 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 da. And yeah, he just didn't add in the on this end, gone without end, their joyful tone to every home. But I also find it's funny because in the preamble, in the hidden premiere, when he brought this out, he sang it afterwards, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know why I didn't add it in there." So, because he just figured it was a good place to end. I like my 2 cents about this song in particular is that it's just a very cinematic take on that Christmas Carol, and I had always been heavily inspired by Trans-Siberian Orchestra's take on Carol of the Bells because orchestra and heavy metal meets Christmas meets rock and roll. So that was always kind of like in my brain, and I had kind of figured I was like, oh, I'm like, what's Jeff gonna do with it? And I was very impressed. I was very impressed by it. Like, I think the first time I watched this, I was just like, like I just my jaw was stuck. So, I mean, he's always like the element of surprise and the storytelling, songwriting is always beautiful, even with Christmas carols. I mean, he still manages to tell the story with whether it be in the arrangement, whether it be visually. He just does it. And, I'm always just so happy when I can have one that I can just play on repeat over and over and over and never get tired of it. So yes, get 60% off with free delivery from Bearskin Tactical. I think that's like clothes. Oh, bearskin. Okay, that's what that is. I can't read for the life of me. So yes, and well, here's a little bit of a note for you. So when I did first couple of takes when I did this will probably be in the preamble of this leading up to this, but the first couple of takes that I did with this, there was a subtitle generate button, and the subtitles that were generated were just, I was almost peeing myself laughing because it was so ridiculous. So out of the whole call and response, it didn't read it and it didn't generate it as call and response. It read it as colon response. So Jeff's colon is responding to Carol of the Bells. I don't know. Like this is why I can't work. I can't work with these conditions. I can't. But anyway, there you go, guys. That's Carol of the Bells for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It'll probably be my last upload for the rest of this year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and see you in 2026. Bye.